Hey Canucks fans, let's talk about how the new CBA is going to affect the contracts for Elias, Pettersson and Quinn Hughes. I'm Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Monday, July the 6th. This is where you get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. I hope you had a great weekend. I know I did, because not only did I get to see friends and family that I hadn't seen in a while, but I also have this entire week off. And for those of you who joined me on the live stream last night, thank you. That was a lot of fun. It got a little bit goofy at times, but I thought it was really good, actually. You guys know that I am celebrating my 20th wedding anniversary with my lovely wife Gail this Wednesday. So yes, that's why I've been posting those funny pictures of us over the past week or so. Can't wait to celebrate with her. And one other thing that puts me in a good mood is tonight I'll be interviewing Matt Zakaris for my Zoom chat series. So looking forward to asking him about his work on TSN 1040, his views on the Canucks and the NHL, and so on and so forth. So look forward to my chat with Matt Zakaris as part of tomorrow's vlog. But for today, as the NHL and NHLPA move towards finalizing this MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, then once they both approve it, then it'll go to the players for a vote, which is expected to pass by the end of this week. One of the really important clauses in there, among many, and I talked about this on Saturday, was the salary cap. And it's going to be flat for at least next season at $81.5 million, which is kind of too bad, because some people, before COVID happened, were hoping it would go up to 84 and a half, even 85 million. That would be an extra $3.5, $4 million on the cap. And it goes without saying that would help many teams, every team throughout the league, obviously, including a team like the Vancouver Canucks, who have many important UFAs, i.e. Markstrom, Toffoli, Tanev, and so on, and many important RFAs like Stetcher and Virtanen. So not only is the cap not going up next year, but it likely won't go up for a couple of years, and that's because it's going to stay at 81.5 million until hockey-related revenue reaches $4.8 billion. Now, that sounds like a lot. Well, it is a lot, but I don't know, how they come up with that number. I don't know all the calculations, so that's not the point of today's vlog, is to figure out how they come up with 4.8 billion. The point of today's vlog is the actual salary cap will not go up until revenue hits that $4.8 billion mark. And then even when it does, it won't kick in until 2 years later. So basically, the salary cap will be based on revenue from 2 seasons prior. So when they set the salary cap, so we know next season's salary cap, 2020, 2021, will be, like I said, 81.5 million. But next year's 2021, 2022, it's based on then 2019, 2020 revenue, which is this year. We know that's not going to hit 4.8 billion. And even the next season, 2022, 2023, will be based on 2020, 2021. And if that's a shortened season or another weird season where it doesn't start with fans, then you can see where that won't hit $4.8 billion. So the implication is this: we might not have an increase in the salary cap for 3, 4, 5 years down the road from now, right? Because like I said, it goes based on revenue from 2 years prior. So if the NHL doesn't get back to normal until, for instance, not this season or not next season, but until the 2021-2022 season, then that doesn't kick in until the 2023-2024 salary cap. So that's already 3 or 4 years down the road. How does it affect the Vancouver Canucks? In many ways. Firstly, on the UFA standpoint, I kind of hinted at it already. Jacob Markstrom's looking for a raise. Tyler Toffoli's looking for a raise. Chris Tanev's looking for a raise. Those are 3 guys that are looking for raises, and they're not all going to get them because the Canucks can simply say, hey, we don't have any extra money this season. So will that mean that Markstrom or Toffoli or Tanev will be asked to take a little less than they probably would normally in a normal year, in a normal situation? I do think so. So that's going to be a very important thing to consider. And think about, the implications for the big UFAs across the entire league. Guys like Alex Pietrangelo, guys like Braden Holtby, guys like Taylor Hall, they're going to have to take less money, unfortunately, even though they're trying to sign this long-term contract, especially if they want to go to a contending team. Those contending teams aren't going to have a lot of money, aren't going to have a lot of room under the salary cap. So those big UFAs, those big ticket UFAs, are going to have to take less money than they would have under a regular situation where there's no COVID. But then where it really hits Canucks fans is for Elias Pettersson and Quinn Hughes, our 2 franchise players, our 2 foundational players, our elite players, 1 center, 1 D-man. It's pretty cool that we have at least what looks to be an elite player at each position. But we also know that this next season will be year 3 of their 3-year entry-level deals. So that means anytime between now and the end of next summer or the end of next season, maybe later than the summer, we're gonna have to negotiate new deals with them. And in a perfect non-COVID world, maybe we look at locking them up 6-7 years, right? Long term, maybe buying 1 or 2 of their free agent, their UFA years, but that would be ideal, right? But if I was Pettersson's agent, if I was Hughes' agent, I would only be looking at a 3-year bridge deal, kind of like what Brock Besser got, because you simply don't know what the salary cap's going to be like in 3 years. You simply don't know what the NHL financial situation is going to look like in 3 years, which obviously affects the salary cap. So why would you lock up long term when the club's probably saying, well, we don't know what money's going to look like, so we can't offer you X amount, we have to bring it down to this amount, but that's what we can do for 6 or 7 years. If you're Pettersson, if you're Hughes or their agents, you certainly wouldn't take that. You would take a 3-year deal and you probably get a tiny bit more money per year by taking a shorter deal, right? Because you're not buying UFA years. The club isn't buying UFA years. So you basically get a tiny bit more money in the short term, and it's limited. It's only 3 years. And then at the end of the 3 years, I don't think it's gonna get any worse than this. So you can only presume that the salary cap is gonna go up, and then there'll be more money available for you at that time. And then that makes sense. And that's what a lot of guys, that's what Besser's gonna do, right? He had his 3-year entry-level contract, then he's got his 3-year bridge deal, and then you're free to negotiate a bigger long-term UFA deal. And that's what most guys do, right? Unless you're like the Toronto Maple Leafs and you're Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews, or unless you're like a Connor McDavid, generally, a lot of these guys, actually, I think it's changing a little bit over the past few years, but generally a lot of these guys would go 3-year entry-level deal, 3-year bridge contract, and then you hit your home run when you're 26, 27 years old for your 6 or 7 year UFA deal. It's only when you see guys like McDavid or Matthews, real franchise guys, although Pettersson and Hughes are, when those guys signed a big 7-8 year deal right after their entry-level deal, for big money, obviously, north of $10-11 million, right? But that was in a pre-COVID world. That was when there was at least projections of relatively safe projections of what the salary cap would be. And now, you look at those deals, the McDavid deal, the Matthews deal, and Edmonton and Toronto, they're locked into that money where the salary cap isn't going up. So technically, one would argue that they're in a tough position now, because that's such a high amount for a salary cap that it's going to stay flat for at least the next 2 or 3 seasons. So many factors, but really what it comes down to, what my point is for Vancouver, it's going to have a huge effect on the new contracts for Elias Pettersson and Quinn Hughes. I don't think that it would make sense for them to sign a 6, 7, 8 year deal with the Canucks coming out of their entry level. It would make more sense to sign a 3-year deal, a bridge deal, much like Brock Besser did, and then you can see at the end of those 3 years what the NHL financial situation looks like, and if the salary cap is indeed moving up. Because if it is, then obviously that's better, and that means more money for them on their 3rd contract, and more money for them as they look to explore, as they look to lock up for a long-term UFA contract as their 3rd contract. So Canucks fans, just want to throw that out there. It might be something that you're already well aware of, but if for those of you that weren't thinking of those implications or ramifications, I wanted to bring it up to you today because it's going to have a serious implication on the way that the contract negotiations for Elias Pettersson and for Quinn Hughes go in the future. Leave a comment below. I guess the question of the day would be, do you agree with me? Do you agree with me that Pettersson and Hughes, it would be in their best interest to sign a short, 3-year bridge deal as opposed to a longer term thing? Even though as Canucks fans, we would like to lock them up to a longer term deal, but maybe this will work out just as well. 3-year entry level, 3-year bridge deal like Brock Besser, and then negotiate a 6, 7, 8 year extension hopefully after that, and keep them in with the Canucks until they're at least 34, 35 through the prime years of their career. So Canucks fans, let me know what you think. You can even put some dollar amounts in there. We were talking about north of 10, 11 million for Pettersson, maybe 8 or 9 for Hughes. Do you think that goes up a little bit or comes down a little bit given the situation, given the 3-year bridge deal that I'm proposing that the Canucks will have to do with them? So leave a comment below. I'd love to read, react, or reply. As always, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, and if you have any questions for Matt Sakaris, I'll take a couple if I'm able to sneak them in. If we have enough time, I will certainly offer up any questions to Matt Sakaris of TSN 1040 as part of my Zoom interview with him later today. Hopefully you can still hear me. We've got a plane flying overhead, but that's the beauty of recording outside. It's too nice to be cooped up inside, and I'm off this week, so I want to be outside as long as I can. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Stay healthy. God bless, and go Canucks go.